Well, hello, welcome to the farmhouse for a series on the A Farmer and His Wife episode. All of a sudden I'm getting this together and I'm like, wait, I need to film this for everybody at home. It's turning into fall actually. For today, Guy and Jacob, our son, are out chopping corn, so they're trying to work on that. I've had customers here in the market and I'm trying to move things around and getting ready for a new season. But today is a cooler day, so I'm like, I'm going to make corn chowder. But I wanted to let you know it's not just corn chowder. I'm actually adding a few other things in the recipe that it calls for because I just like to do it this way. So let me catch you up. So what I did is I took corn. The recipe calls for 6 fresh medium ears of corn if you don't have fresh, and then you can chop those down. You can do a couple bags of frozen and then take that and get into a skillet. What I did is let me just show you here. I got it all over there. Yeah, there you go. So I took the corn and with some 2 tablespoons of butter, and it calls for, I don't know, I never usually measure a lot of things. Chopped onion, I did probably a little over that, and I put the butter in, I melted it, and I've got the onions all cut up in there, and I took the corn and I took a few minutes to kind of saute that out. And then I'm like, have I done this before in this recipe? It says to take a half a cup of water and stir that in and kind of simmer it down. So I just did that. So that catches you up. And the next thing that I do is I like to add a little bit of potato for that extra little filler for your starch and just the comfort that adds with that warm soup. And then I also add chopped up deli ham, and I do it really thin, and then I cut little pieces that I put in. So I'm going to add the next phase of this recipe. So I've done that corn, I've sauteed it down. Now what I'm going to do, it calls for 3.5 cups of milk. I've got my oven down low. And let me see if I can back this up. Hold on, I'm going to back you up a little bit. Okay, so I've got my message coming in from my mother. Not now, Mom. Okay, so 3.5 cups of milk are going in, and I just measured out a half a cup, and I put it in a measuring cup with 3 tablespoons of flour, and I've just whisked that around for your thickening agent, okay? So then I've taken potato here, and I've cut them into chunks, and I'm going to throw that in to get those softened down. Now it's early, it's just after lunch. I just fed the boys. Well, actually they fed themselves, kind of, because usually I make lunch for them, but I had a customer, so they had to get started without me. So I'm getting this going. It's about 1:20 just because we have chores later on in the afternoon, and then I want to have this ready for my husband and I to have dinner. So I've taken those potatoes. How many did you put in, Wendy? I don't know, a big one and a small one. Use it. You don't have to put them in if you don't want to. A little salt and pepper in there, and take some ham and finish cutting this up here. And you can make these pieces as big or as little as you like. And thickness. Now I like little thin pieces. We like it. I like it's almost shaved, but it's a little tiny piece. So I'm taking that. Now if you had a ham steak, you could do that, or leftover ham from a boiled dinner, you could cut that up. How much do you have? I don't know. It's a big handful. I'm just putting it in, I'm ballparking it. You can take or add to any of this. So there we go. This is going to go into my pot. I'm going to add some more salt and to your flavor, and pepper. And I'm going to get this going. The heat is on. I'm going to cover it. Okay. The next thing it says to do is I did the salt and pepper. I left out that half a cup of milk, add in the flour mixture. I want to get this going for a minute. And then I'm going to add in that flour mixture, because that's that thickening agent. So I'm going to stir that around, get that going for a minute. I'm going to cover this ham back up. I don't want that left out. And then I've got glasses on. I have reading glasses because I can't see a thing without them to read in this recipe. And again, I have this recipe. It's in the old Betty Crocker handbook, but I have tweaked it to make it my own, of what I like to have in it. And you can do that with any recipe. And this called for an egg. So what we're gonna do is now stir in this milk with the flour in it for your thickening agent. And get that brewing. And in just a moment, you're gonna take that egg. I'm gonna use the same dish because I'm gonna dirty up even more. And I'm going to add that into a cup of the mixture of soup. So you don't like have scrambled egg in your soup. So I'm just gonna beat that up. Let that set for a minute. And then I will get the soup just brewing here, and then we're gonna come back to show you the final product. Okay, back at you. I just had to take a business call and just got things warming up here with this soup. So I said to take about a cup of this, because again, you're gonna take that mixture of that egg and you wanna mix it in with a little cup of soup here so we don't have totally scrambled eggs. And then we're gonna take that back and put it back into the main portion of the soup. Stir it in. Here we go. Alrighty. I just had people stop from out of town. They're from Virginia. So they just stopped and bought some syrup to take back to Virginia with them because they said, you can't get this down there. And I said, no, you cannot. So I'm gonna give this a few more minutes with the soup. Again, remember I added the potatoes and the ham. You don't have to, that's what I did. And I also just added in the eggs, so we're gonna get this thickened up. I want those potatoes to have a little time to cook down, and then I'm gonna come back to you to do a little sampling to see how I did. So I'll be back soon. Okay, back at it. It's been enough time to be able to cook those potatoes down and put a little softening to them. Actually, I had another thought when I was waiting for this. I'm gonna take a little sample, see how I did, because I let it cool off for a minute, because I'm sure it's hot. Is you could also add some cheese to this, if that's your desire. That's what you want to do. And add it, again, you can play around with this recipe. There's so much more you could do. I mean, I've definitely changed it. And I made a mistake because I think I said Better Homes, or Better, I don't know what I said. But anyway, it's Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, new cookbook. That I got this recipe from, but there's others out there and you can just tweak it. This is just an idea. Now what I'll do is I'm going to serve this with salad, because we already have, for my husband who likes meat and potatoes, there's potato in here, there's ham in the soup. So then I just serve a nice green salad and that'll be good to go for us tonight on this cool fall night as we go into a new season. So let's see how I did. I don't want to burn myself, so let's see. That's good. It's got a nice flavor. Creamy. Love creamy. Warmth. Peaceful. So, corn chowder your way. Corn chowder my way. May not be the same, but may you and your family enjoy. Take care. Until next time.